Welcome to another episode of Woman Ki Baat. I am Lalita Dhara. In this episode, Bharatanatyam exponent Miss Lata Raman presents a glimpse into the life and poetry of mid 17th 18th century Tamil Bhakta poet Shri Avudai Akka.
Hi everyone, I am Lata Raman, a Bharatanatyam practitioner, teacher, choreographer, researcher, and a Carnatic musician. Today, I am going to talk to you about Avudai Akkal. Avudai Akka was an Advaitic philosopher who lived between the mid 17th and mid 18th century during the intellectually dynamic era of the Maratha rulers of Tanjavur. She was born in an agraharam in Sengottai, Tirunelveli district of Tamil Nadu, in an orthodox Brahmin Tamil family. Avudai was married off as a child and soon became a child widow. What followed was nothing short of social death for the young Avudai. Her head was tonsured. She was wrapped in a white sari, deprived of flowers and jewels, and shut away in a dark, dingy room. Her protests and wails were ignored. One day, a learned Vedantic scholar by the name of Sridhara Venkatesha Ayyaval passed by the agraharam, stopping outside each home and singing kirtans. When he reached Avudai's doorstep, he found it shut. There was no kolam or rangoli at the entrance. He stood there singing, refusing to move away. Soon, the sound of a door banging open was heard from within the house, and a little chit of a girl came rushing out like lightning and prostrated at Ayyaval's feet, entreating him to rescue her from her cruel fate. Yamini, my disciple, will now narrate the English translation of the young Akka's poem titled Gnanarasa and go on to present the original through dance.
I am smitten with love. I am smitten with love for Venkatesha Swami. O maiden, my mind is subsumed to its very depths. I realized infinite consciousness within this inert body, like the measureless sky confined in a clay pot, seeing his all-enveloping divine play of being himself. I am ever besotted with him. O maiden, O lady.
Ashayanen Venkatesha Swami me Ashayanen Ashayanen Yennullam Kumurudadi Penne Gadattukul Van Pole Jadattukkulle Chitagashate Kanden Tanayum Tanavan Kande Padarda Leelaigal Sheyum Avan me Mohammadagine Adiye Penne.
Brushing aside public outrage, Ayyaval raised the girl gently, asked her to meet him under the peepal tree outside the village that evening for Diksha or initiation. Avudai did as she was told. She burnt her bridges and never looked back. Yamini now narrates the English translation of young Akka's poem Vedanta Vandu and goes on to present the original through dance.
O be, become my messenger and visit the great master. Worship his feet, be acquainted with his glories, and come back to me. It is the holiest of all holy places. The hallowed ground of Thiruvisainallur is the very best. Tell him how my mind is yearning to unite with him. And listen carefully to what he says. And come back and tell me everything. Obi, become my messenger. That supreme light without beginning or end, incarnated for my sake, destroying my ignorance. Remind him of the blessing showered upon me under the peepal tree and come back with news from him. Obi, become my messenger.
वंडे नी दूध पोइवा महानुभावर पादम वणंगी महिमै अरिंदवा देशादिदेशम वेगसिलाकियम तिरुविशैनल्लूर स्थलयोग्यम அவசேர்வைக்காக மனம் வாடும் வகையை சொல்லி விரும்பி மொழிகள் கேட்டு திரும்பி வரவேணும் வண்டே நீ தூது போய் வா ஆதியந்தமற்ற ஜோதி அடியேனக்காக அவதரித்து என் அஞ்ஞானம் போக்கி அரசடியில் அனுகிரகித்த அடையாளம் சொல்லி மறுசேதி கேட்டு வா வண்டே நீ दूध पोइवा.
Henceforth, Avudai became a wandering ascetic and under the guidance of her revered guru, gradually became a practitioner and preacher of Advaita Vedantic teachings. The core of her teachings was to strive to attain oneness with the Supreme. Yamini and I will now narrate the English translation of Akka's poem Vedanta Ache Poche and then present the original through dance.
Senseless pursuit of the unreal vanished.
Recognition of truth as truth materialized.
Drifting like a straw upon the waves vanished.
Being fixed and firm like a mountain materialized.
Wandering as male and female embodiments vanished.
Unmoving rest in the abode of knowledge materialized. ஆதியந்தமற்ற ஆசிரியர் கிருபையினாலே ஆனதும் போனதும் அன்பாகச் சொல்வேன் கேட்பார்.
பொய்யை மெய்யென்று எண்ணி போகம் புஷித்ததும் போச்சு.
மெய்யை மெய்யென்று எண்ணி மெய்யாயிருக்கவுமாச்சே.
அலையில் துரும்பு போல அலைந்து திரிந்ததும் போச்சே.
அசையாத பருவதம் போல இருக்கவுமாச்சே.
ஆணென்றும் பெண்ணென்றும் அலைந்து திரிந்ததும் போச்சே.
அசையாமல் ஞான ஸ்தலத்தில் இருக்கவுமாச்சே. Akka critiqued blind superstitions and irrational rituals concerning women. The so-called menstrual impurity, widowhood stigma, etc. were subject to severe criticism by her, as also the notion of impurity associated with caste and gender. All of these were expressed through beautiful lyrical verses in colloquial Tamil set to simple tunes that could be sung collectively while engaged in domestic chores. As a result, it was women who were the oral repositories of Akka's compositions and passed it down the generations, keeping it alive for 200 years. The complete collection of Avudai Akka's work was first published in Tamil by Shri Gnanananda Niketan Tapovanam in 2002. Yamini and I now narrate the English translation of Akka's poem Manam Buddhi Samvadam and then present the original through dance. Manam Buddhi Samvadam is a dialogue between daughter and mother where daughter represents the mind, Manam, and the mother represents the intellect, Buddhi.
Mother, tell me how the ever-flowing ocean of sorrow finally dried up, its bed cracked and shattered to fragments?
Like the horn of a hare, this world is illusion, and it withered away through the grace of the great Guru.
Mother, tell me, who brought us here to revel continuously in the ocean of bliss?
The light from the words of the Master, the one free from delusion, allowed us to dive and become one with it.
Mother, who made us ceaselessly delight in the blissful ocean of pure consciousness?
The one who destroyed the dense forest of falsity, inertness, and sorrow, and revealed the infinitude of indivisible space.
ஒரு காலம் வற்றாது ஒப்புகிற துக்க கடல் ஒன்றாய் சிதறி போனது ஏதடி அண்ணே.
அருக்கணி முஷர்கொம்பு போல ஜகம் வித்தையன்னா ஆதிகுரு தன் கிருபையால் போச்சுது பின்னே.
ஆனந்த சாகரத்திலே துளைந்து விளையாட யார் நம்மை கொண்டு வந்து விட்டார் சொல்லடி அண்ணே.
மோகாந்தமற்ற குரு மொழி நொழியினாலே மூழ்கி கரைந்து போக விட்டது பின்னே.
சத்து சிதானந்த சர்வாதீத்த சாகரத்தில் சந்ததம் துளைய வைத்தது யாரடி அண்ணே.
அன்றுத ஜட துக்கம் என்னும் அந்த கர காடு வெட்டி அகண்ட வெளியை காட்டி விட்டது பின்னே.
Akka's brilliance lay in the fact that she used domestic metaphors that women of the household could relate to while expounding on her philosophy. She composed and sang in genres such as kummi, kolatam, talattu, oonjal, uppari, and many others, covering the entire spectrum of life from birth to death when her songs could be recited or sung. I now narrate the English translation of Akka's poem Mei Poi Vilakkam and then present the original through dance. The cosmos and the universes are all superimposed and false. Knowledge without beginning and end, which thou art, is true. Caste, color, creed, race, lineage, etc. are false. The ocean of truth, knowledge, and bliss, which thou art, is true. Gross, subtle, and causal, along with their effects, are all false. The rapturous form of all pervasive, luminous, blissful self, which thou art, is true.
அண்ட பிண்ட பிரம்மாண்டம் எல்லாம் அதியாசம் பொய்யடா ஆதியந்தம் இல்லா அறிவே நீ மெய்யடா. ஜாதி வர்ண குல கோத்ர ஆசிரமதிகள் பொய்யடா சத்ய ஞானானந்த சுகசாகரம் நீ மெய்யடா. ஸ்தூல சூக்ஷ்ம காரணத்ரய காரியங்களும் பொய்யடா ஜோதிர்மய ஆனந்த சுகஸ்வரூபம் நீ மெய்யடா.
As for Akka's end, no record is available. Legend has it that one day she asked her 3 close disciples to follow her to Kutralam. From there, they climbed the Podigai hills. After a point, she asked her companions to stop, went ahead and disappeared. I now conclude with a narration of Akka's Parapara Kanni in English and the original through dance. Worshipping and offering flowers to He who emerged from the pillar, I became free from ego and the 3 impurities, O Supreme One. Adoring my Guru and venerating his lotus-like feet, I perform penance to know myself, O Supreme One. The gigantic tree stump of ignorance, uprooted and devastated, I stood as conscious witness to all encompassing space, Paraparame. Destroying the ego with the weapon of self, I attained the indivisible space, Paraparame.
தூணிலுதித்தார் பாதம் தொழுதே மலர் சூடி ஆணவமும் மும்மலமுமற்றேன் பராபரமே என் குருவை போற்றி இரு கமலம் பூஜை பண்ணி தன் பதவி நோக்கி தவம் பெற்றேன் பராபரமே அஞ்ஞான காஷ்டமடிவேர் பறித்தெறிந்து விஞ்ஞான சாட்சி வெளியானேன் பராபரமே அகமென்னும் அஸ்திரத்தால் அகங்காரம் தன்னை வேறறுத்து பிரியாத பதவி பெற்றேன் பராபரமே பராபரமே.